Everyone's favorite Chud is back at it again. Now, this is someone who I've talked about multiple times already, but I also kind of forgot he was, I guess, technically now a VTuber, so I can add him to the Chudtubers list. But like, this is a guy where I kind of just like, get updates on what he's doing just because, it's funny to laugh at him. And I just want to show you a little bit more of what's been happening with everyone's favorite, or I guess second favorite peanut VTuber, which is the Faithful Sheriff. What a guy he is, let me tell you. This little arc that he's found himself on is absolutely hilarious, and I want to show you this. And this will probably end up with me showing you one of the most like ironic and also funny clips you'll ever see, just with how unaware he is and how willing he is to defend his stupidity and like his dumb actions. So this entire little saga, this little arc that the Faithful Sheriff has gone on starts with this little tweet right here that I saw, which like he's tweeting at another VTuber saying, "Be a man and unban me," and then tags this VTuber right here. And I know what you're wondering. Well, what could he have done to possibly get banned? Was he talking shit? Was he messing around? What possibly could have happened for him to get banned from this VTuber's Twitch chat? So here's a clip right here. Generational clip is dubbed by this Oliver person right here. But let me tell you just the absolute insanity that happens here. I guess Daniel was looking or watching a video about the origins of the Faithful Sheriff, which, when he was Dr. Witnesser. And I think you can tell by his thumbnail right here what led to him getting banned.
Even when people try to genuinely tell him,
Faithful Sheriff, is that true? You said the N-word!
that they're not interested, he'd often force the conversation throughout the game in an incredibly anti-social way. And at times, the constant rejections from normal adults trying to play a video game would get to him. In one video, a man from China
I typed it, so what? No, I gotta ban you, bro. I guess we're not having a Faithful Sheriff plus Demi collab. I was really looking forward to that.
So yeah, unsurprisingly, this is something that I knew, and maybe, you don't actually know, is that the Faithful Sheriff, back in his days of being Dr. Witnesser, has said the N-word multiple times. And he hasn't even just typed it. There are clips out there of saying, like, "Oh, if I'm a white person," and then and then he says the N-word, or something like that. He's just, like, I guess trying to defend saying the word. But I think one of the funniest things here is just he goes, "I typed it, so what?" Like, what do you mean, so what? You know exactly what the issue here is. You know exactly what the problem here is. And the fact that, like, he just goes on and says this is absolutely hilarious, especially like with or especially to a content creator that has like any sort of clout in any capacity. I think it's funny that Demi was like willing to do a collab. Like, I don't know what her intentions were behind it, but I think just it would have been the objectively funny thing to do, and he completely sold it by saying, "Yeah, I typed the N-word, so what?" Like, he could have said, "Yes, this was the old me. I'm sorry for doing it," but because he didn't even back down in any capacity, like he sold the bag. He could have gotten so many more followers to the Faithful Sheriff and his Bible preaching on Fortnite or to Overwatch the Children. I think he's on Rust now, which I'll talk about in a second. Obviously he got flack and he got a lot of hatred for this, and so his response was, "If you generally think that typing a word out on social media makes you a racist, you're a brain dead idiot." Now, the Faithful Sheriff, I hate to break it to you, but if you're a white dude typing out the N-word on Twitter or on Instagram comics, you kind of are racist. But like, you're not even you also just haven't even like only typed it. I've seen evidence of you saying it out loud. Like, what are you saying? Like, what's going on in your brain right here to make you think that like this is the only issue that you had? And it's also funny too that like this is something that I have acknowledged too, is that the Faithful Sheriff is just permanently getting ratioed by his comments. Like, every single person is just, or every single post that he makes is just at least like majority comment over instead of likes, and it's just a really funny thing to see. That I think he might just have to be mentally fully buying into the lol cow that he is now, and that he has become, with the attempt of getting like one or two more children to, I guess, get sold on his preaching of whatever the hell he's preaching. Another funny thing too is that, like, you can tell by his new profile picture, if you've been keeping up with the Faithful Sheriff, it's kind of new. He's a new VTuber model, and because this guy is like the just most AI loving person of all time, people are yelling at it. Like, this is the original tweet that he had, of his new VTuber model. And I guess someone said, like, I feel like Christians should be anti-AI, which I guess, yeah, that's true. It harms the earth and wastes the resources God gave you. And he says, this VTuber model's not AI. I even said, who made it? But you all started harassing her, so I had to take the post down. So obviously bad that someone, was getting harassed due to making a peanut VTuber for the Faithful Sheriff, like, whatever. But, like, it's not surprising that people think that this is AI, considering everything that you do is, like, has a lot of AI on it. He also does admit that the background is AI. He never claimed that the background was from the artist. That's what the VTuber model was, but that's kind of easy to, mix up, I guess, if you're literally the spammer of AI and your background always used to be AI. And, like, you're just completely unaware of, like, or you have no idea of critical thinking for why people are getting mad at you, why you're getting a lot of hate. Maybe you do, maybe you are aware, and you're just the biggest long con man of all time. Next one, and then once again, he says it's not AI. The background is AI. My VTuber model is not. Has doubled down so many times. It's kind of funny. This is completely random. I don't really give a fuck about Nick Merckx, but he called Nick Merckx a peanut racist because the Faithful Sheriff got immediately banned in the chat. Because he asked if he's up for some Fortnite, which shocker that someone said no. And I don't even know how he was able to get the Nick Merck's attention. I don't know how many followers Nick Merckx has or how fast his Twitch chat is moving, but I'm assuming he was just being really annoying and he got insta-banned, which is also a kind of funny thing that happened to him. Calling him a peanut racist is also kind of funny. He has also not dropped this fact of trying to ride off the balls of the burnt peanut. If this is the person you're trying to social climb off of, that's just an issue and your own fault. He said, calling you out the burnt peanut. If you don't care, there's another peanut in the world besides you. Why am I banned from your Discord? I'm not even banned in your Twitch, but my name is blocked in your chat, so everything I type doesn't go through. Your own manager reached out to me about the fake cease and desist letter, but it hasn't shown to be the kindness of reaching out for any follow-up, nor has responded to any other inquiries. I'm a well-known content creator, but you don't have the balls to let me on your roster. I've asked several times. It's the deputies versus the bungalators. What are you afraid of? And then as this AI, Jujutsu Kaisen, I guess, clash with the burnt peanut, which awesome, grateful for this MIs. Thanks, man. And then he had this most insane tweet of people saying that he's copying the burnt peanut. This is the most insane analogy or attempt at justifying his actions of all time, but says, no one is saying LeBron James is copying Michael Jordan. They are both black. They are both basketball players. Why can there not be two different peanuts in the streaming world? You all sound pretty racist to me. I guess his new angle here is that he's trying to argue peanut racism is a thing or nut racism is a thing. And as you can see, he got ratioed the Kingdom Come by McNasty, which, what a guy. Calling him calling burnt peanut MJ and then him Anthony Bennett, which, good job there, McNasty, I guess. I mean, I also did see another post of him saying he's live on someone's Twitch account and that he's saying the N-word a lot on the stream. So I went to this person's Twitch account that he linked, and he's live right now playing Rust, which, good for him, I guess. He's playing all that Rust stuff and having a good time. I don't really know what they could possibly be talking about on this Rust server. I'm not really going to unmute the stream because I don't really give enough of a fuck, but, this is just something that happens here as well, in case you were curious about. I just wanted to give a locale update and add to my wonderful series that I got going here. I might make another one or two in the next few days. I do have some people in the chamber, of whether or not I'm just feeling in a bad enough mood to talk about people that I think are stupid, because, why not? It's a fun thing to do. It's something that I enjoy doing. It is my favorite activity to look at chuds, because it's like watching an elephant in the zoo. It's like, hey, look at that. It's kind of fun, isn't it? And then, yeah, that's really it. That's all I got to say for today. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.